Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. I'm Jay. Sorry for the audio that you are listening. I live beside a car repair shop, so today they working. Mm, this series, this short series of about 10 videos, will be a revision and a rewrite, sort of season 5 of Game of Thrones. I know that is a topic that was already sailed, but it's something that I love very much. I love it very much. So, as my first ever series, I think it's a good idea. Other than the fact that I know pretty well the source material. We will focus only on the TV show. The books are incomplete, so I will not speak about them. Um, and before we delve into season 5, it is necessary to a little recap for season 4. How this will work, I will focus on certain characters and plot stories, plot lines, and slowly advance their story until that story cross with another character. Then I will talk about that other character and his plot. Um, I will start from the most exciting parts of how season 4 ended, and that will be the King's Landing story arc with Tyrion trial, the Jaime deciding to save Tyrion, the duel between Oberyn and the Mountain, and obviously the end of Tywin Lannister. Starting for this, we know that at the end of season 4, Tyrion has lost the trial by combat, with Oberyn being killed by the Mountain, and is awaiting his sentence in the prison cells. That's when Jaime goes and saves him and free him, and Tyrion, with the help of Varys, escapes to Essos. Before that, Tyrion goes to confront his father and found Shae, the whore that Tyrion was in love with, in the chambers of Tywin after her betrayal during the trials. And so, in passion or rage of the moment, Tyrion kills her and then goes on to kill his father while he's taking a big dump. Uh, and so, in this rewrite, the things will move almost exactly. The only thing that I will change of all those scenes is the one between Jaime and Tyrion. Jaime has to confess the true aspect of the Tysha story. Tysha will not be introduced as a character. It is only mentioned in the rewrite to give Tyrion more unstable state of mind when he is confronting his father and when he found Shae, and to give him ulterior anger and motivation to seek out someone like Daenerys, an enemy of the Lannister, as Tyrion will probably still be angry with his brother for not telling him the truth after so many years, and he has a horrible relationship with Cersei. So we will left Tyrion and Varys traveling together. They will encounter Illyrio Mopatis. The role of Illyrio will be not great. It will only reappear just to make understand the audience that he was an important key in helping Daenerys, and now is still trying to support her by providing her and Varys with a skilled counselor. Illyrio will be the one who will organize the travel for Tyrion to reach Meereen. I will not include the kidnapping of Tyrion by Jorah Mormont. Jorah will have his own difficulties in trying to regain Daenerys' trust, and so the travels between Tyrion and Varys will be smooth, as I don't see how Varys would allow himself to lose sight of Tyrion, and even if a little drunk and in a alterated state of mind, Tyrion must remain a very clever and intelligent character. That's it for now about Tyrion. His story is about during the travel is about confronting what he did. The murder of his father needs to be a very impactful event on Tyrion's life. Kingslaying is supposed to be one of the biggest taboo in Westerosi society, so that will heavily weight on Tyrion's conscience, even if he will try to justify his action by saying to himself, or if accused or confronted, that it was practically in self-defense, as Tywin was trying to get him murdered, or killed, sentenced, or sent to the wall, whatever the punishment for Tyrion will be, as the crime was that of killing Joffrey, not only kingslaying but kingslaying. It's probable that he would be sentenced to death. The focus of the first part of this rewrite will be King's Landing itself. We will have characters reacting to the discovery and the aftermath of Tywin Lannister death, as Shire will be in the chambers of Tywin. Tyrion will be one of the suspects. Bronn will be imprisoned and questioned, as he was a sellsword loyal to his brother. Jaime would also feel extreme guilt, and one thing that is not discussed a lot or at all, I don't remember exactly, is what is it to be done about Casterly Rock. Casterly Rock will be a point of a confrontation between Kevan Lannister and Cersei, as Jaime cannot inherit, is still a Kingsguard. Cersei is a woman, and the only precedents for a woman to reign are in Dorne or the Dance with Dragons, so it is not commonplace, and so Kevan Lannister will push as the eldest male descendant of Tywin to be the new Lord of Casterly Rock, and so his son will be. Remember, we are talking about the TV show, so other characters, other Lannister cousins are not included in the rewrite. I don't want to change much. I only want to give the King's Landing plot more gravitas and create tension between Cersei and her uncle, so to justify a little bit the terrorist actions that she will take later on. Another thing In season 4, there are some mentions, brief mentions about the rebellion of the Blackfish of Brynden Tully. This will be brought up again during these first stages of Tywin's death, where King's Landing will be in lockdown. There will be a massive manhunt for Tyrion. There will blame thrown around between the Lannisters. Cersei obviously somehow knows or have an inkling that Jaime has something to do with Tyrion's liberation. Jaime is feeling guilty about what he did because it led to the death of his father, and even if they all had somewhat mismanaged relationship with Tywin, mostly at fault of Tywin, but his sons aren't exactly examples to follow. They still loved their father. Even Tyrion had certain feelings toward Tywin. They are more complex in his case. But the rebellion in the Trident or the Riverlands needs to be bigger. Only House Tully isn't enough to force a direct intervention from the Crown's Land, King's Landing. So I was thinking that introduce a little bit of fan service for book readers, some other families that might be Brackens and Blackwoods trying to help the Tullys, and not only the act that the Frey committed in betraying the guest, their guest, after they had shared meal, isn't seen very well, and I think that it's important to have at least some minor characters of House Frey fighting alongside the rebellious Tully, just to not have the Frey being a family of all cartoonishly evil characters that smile and twirl mustaches. So maybe Brackens, Blackwood, that are important families. We could have conflicting interest in what in the case that Bronn is technically married to a Lollystone, but that is more complex, and it's only thrown away as a joke in the TV series, so let's not complicate that. There could be intervention from houses externals to the Riverlands, as I believe the House Tully has ties with House Stark and House Hightower, but I don't know if force them in the Riverland conflict between the Freys and their vassal, as to say. So maybe House Mallister or House Darry could be in rebellion, and with a bigger rebellion is more understandable why Jaime has to go to the Riverlands with an army to help the Freys maintain control of the Riverlands. This conflict needs to be big enough to last until season 6, so it needs to last all season 5, so to make the Blackfish physically unable to help Sansa and Jon during season 6, as in the TV show it was really poorly executed, all the Brynden and the Tully rebellion. So some other houses, introducing Bracken and Blackwood will also bring up their relationship and maybe be cause later on for political intrigue as Jamie or from the Crown Lands there is possibilities to make the Brackens betray the rebellions, and that's how Brenton Tully would lose in the end, and before said in the siege of Riverrun. So that will be for Jamie. He will be forced to abandon King's Landing, leaving Cersei alone in a moment of extreme need. And I want this. I want to reintroduce Lancel that almost disappeared for a lot of time, and not make him immediately a mindless drone of the church, but almost forced to continue his relationship with Cersei, that we know is not only Cersei that is forcing him. There, at least from the books, there is a lot of mutual desire, even from Lancel, that is very young. I don't know in the TV show how old he is, but I believe that all characters are a little older, maybe 2 to 3 years older than the book counterpart. So Lancel would be a young man. And this relationship with Cersei between Lancel will be seen in court, and there will be more witnesses that will later betray Lancel and Cersei, giving this information to the High Sparrow instead of having Lancel confess to his crime due to a sudden conversion. And after that, he will be imprisoned, Cersei will be imprisoned, and Lancel will be coerced to join the militant faith. So to make his transformation to this religious fanatic more cohesive or logical, and to have Cersei make bigger mistakes. She needs to start diminishing Lannister alliances, her hatred towards Marjorie, that is making moves to manipulate better Young Tommen, needs to be more flammable. She maybe speak against the Queen. Marjorie is the Queen. Cersei is technically the Queen Regent, but there will be troubles. Kevan Lannister will work with Olenna Tyrell to replace Cersei as Regent and became the new Hand, just to create more tension in King's Landing. Bronn will be released and sent to help Jamie in the Riverlands, so to create stronger bonds between them and justify their later actions in Dorne. I want to keep Dorne the same, not the same, but the events the same. So something that probably should happen is that there needs to be a scene where Ellaria Sand is requesting the body of Oberyn, and Cersei is unwilling to give him that, and the head of Sir Gregor Clegane, and that is denied is denied. There were some Dornish nobles that accompanied Oberyn. Maybe Cersei is implying that Oberyn worked with Tyrion, that even if he will lose, there will be a way to kill Tywin. Cersei needs to be unhinged, and make this decision as to maybe imprison all the Dornish noblemen, as to give these Dornish noblemen a reason to later betray Doran. As they were unjustly imprisoned, and when they return to Dorne after they are freed, once Cersei is removed from the small council, and yes, forgiveness is asked. The King Tommen maybe some ceremonious liberation of these nobles that were mistreated and so on, but Doran needs to still be a voice of reason that doesn't want vengeance. I know that is different from the books, but Doran on the TV show was a very peaceful man, and he didn't want an open war or conflict. His noble would be offended that no further action is taken, and so when Ellaria start her machinations, she will have more support instead of being only her and Oberyn's daughters. This will be a good time to introduce all the Sand Snakes, just a little, just a scene maybe where you can see their banter or their personalities, to have them be more memorable to the viewers. Trying to dial down the cringiness of the dialogue. I don't want to believe that in this rewrite things will be exactly the same. As to the mission for the liberation of Myrcella needs to happen not in season 5 but in season 6, after the rebellion in the Riverlands is put down, the events in the capital with the church happen, and Cersei needs to be the one that ordered Jaime to do this foolish task. Jaime would want to do it because he feels that he abandoned her sister. So give some personal motivation to the characters. As these characters are the one we are focusing in this first part, are the ones in King's Landing. We have a Tyrion that is more motivated to seek revenge, is angry, but he can calm down when he is later on in the service of Daenerys, so to have him be a little more closer to his TV series self, but at least in the beginning he needs to hate his family very, very much. We have Cersei that will begin to lose her power with the death of Tywin. She will try to force herself in positions in the regency, but Tommen is already being manipulated by Marjorie, and Kevan will try to maintain Tommen far away from Cersei and her influence. Cersei needs to be seen making mistake, as ordering the imprisonment of these Dornish nobles, beginning a manhunt with the Gold Cloaks that is violent towards the citizens of King's Landing. Jaime is forced to leave as they need to stabilize the powder keg that it is the Riverlands, to maintain Frey control over those lands. And Kevan needs to be seen as a political player, not just a side note character. So he wants to become the new Lord of Casterly Rock, as he sees that he is by right, and at the moment Lancel will not be part of the Frey Militant, so Kevan has a stable line of succession. As Tommen is to be king, he cannot also be lord of Casterly Rock. And the Tyrells need to be aligned with Kevan Lannister, and because he is the compromising factor in the Lannister family. There will be a little mention about Littlefinger absence from King's Landings, that he's not returning, so it is extremely necessary to begin stabilizing the economy. We will have Mace Tyrell assert himself as new and completely supported by the Crown Master of Coin. We will have Olenna try to insinuate herself in the council through Marjorie as queen consort, will begin to partake in the affairs of court. Kevan will want Tommen to be present in the reunions of the small council, not as an active figure, but to listen and learn. Kevan needs to be similar in thought to Tywin, but of softer character. And so this is the first part. I know that it's not very detailed, but I'm mostly free speaking this part. I will have a greater structure in the second chapter that will focus on what's happening in Meereen, and expanding that plot line. I will not reintroduce characters like Quaithe, that was abandoned long before season 4. We will have a bigger role for characters as Barristan Selmy and Daario. Barristan will survive a little longer. He needs to be a longer time alongside Daenerys and be a voice that oppose the joining of Tyrion Lannister as advisor and oppose Varys, and try to guide Daenerys towards a rightful path, so to make his death, that will still occur, be heavier on Daenerys, as to emphasize how those deaths are mounting onto her sanity, for lack of better word, because I still want to follow the TV show, so Daenerys needs to become the Mad Queen, but it needs to be logical, so an extension of the story is needed. Maintaining certain characters is needed, just a little bit longer. Also, Meereen and the Essos in general will be the second chapter. No introduction of characters like John Connington or Jon Grief, because they are book only, so nothing of the sort. After the Meereen, we will shift focus towards what's happening in the north. A brief mention of the situation in the Stormlands. I fully believe that it needs to be a scene where the small council is discussing the Stormlands. Maybe not all houses were loyal to Renly Baratheon. Maybe have a couple of houses that are supporting Stannis' campaign, but they are very few, and the Crownlands is focused on the rebellion in Riverrun, so the Stormlands will be left alone, but it needs to be mentioned something about them. The Westerlands need no expansion. They weren't pivotal point until the last season, where battles strategies will be of great focus and importance. And that's it. First Marine, then shifting to the wider world, and as of a fourth chapter will be entirely focused on the north and all the characters that are connected to those events. So we have Jon, we have Sansa, and we will have knowing a little bit about Littlefinger, the Boltons, and having the northern families be a lot less compliant to the Boltons, as to maintain the thing that was always a part of northern character and culture, the deep sense of honor. So the Boltons will not be very accepted as Warden of the North, and Littlefinger will not want an alliance with the Boltons. So Sansa's storyline will change, because although I want to remain faithful to the TV show, I want to be faithful to the characters as they were presented, and someone like Littlefinger will not make those mistakes. One of the possible ways that Sansa could become entangled with the Bolton is if she tries an attempt to escape once she knows about Jon's position in the north, and try to reach him and gets captured. It's stupid. I will think in something better if we want to maintain Sansa present Winterfell. I don't know if that will remain, because that for that to happen, Littlefinger needs to be nerfed and dumbed down. I know the video is very long, but my videos will be long. I like to speak a lot. One of the reasons I want to do YouTube. As soon as I get better microphone and better softwares, I'm trying to find a job to do that. I will start by editing better, having images and music. My computer cannot support nothing heavy. It has only 6 GB of RAM, and the VG card is very old. Is an NVIDIA 610, so it's old, but improvements will come, because I'm a gamer and I want improvements, and I'm trying to start this YouTube experiment. So thank you very much, and see you.